Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this explosive episode of Entertainment Buzz where we dive headfirst into the scandal that's got Hollywood reeling and social media on fire. Angelina Jolie, the iconic actress, humanitarian powerhouse, and symbol of resilience, was dramatically kicked off the set of The View following a brutal, no-holds-barred exchange with the show's veteran firebrand, Joy Behar. Picture this: the studio lights blazing hot, the audience buzzing with anticipation, and two titans of the silver screen and talk show world colliding in a verbal storm that no one saw coming. Angelina, fresh off her latest directorial triumph and advocacy work with refugees, graced the hot seat to discuss her new film project, one that delves deep into the raw nerves of family dynamics and personal trauma, topics she's navigated with grace in her own life amid her high-profile divorce from Brad Pitt. Joy Behar, known for her unfiltered wit and sharp tongue that has skewered politicians and celebrities alike over decades on the air, kicked off the segment with what started as lighthearted banter but quickly escalated into pointed jabs about Angelina's past relationships and her choices in partners, from Billy Bob Thornton to her brotherly kiss controversy back in the day. The tension simmered as Angelina, ever the poised diplomat, attempted to steer the conversation toward her charitable endeavors with the UNHCR, highlighting the plight of displaced families in war-torn regions. But Joy, perhaps fueled by a recent string of heated political debates on the show, couldn't resist probing deeper into what she called Hollywood's messiest love stories. What began as a promotional spot turned into a masterclass in confrontation, with Angelina's calm demeanor cracking just enough to reveal the steel beneath, as she countered with a pointed remark about media sensationalism exploiting women's pain for ratings. To truly grasp the magnitude of this showdown, we must journey back to the intricate web of histories that brought Angelina Jolie and Joy Behar into this fateful orbit, two women whose paths, though divergent, converged in a perfect storm of timing and temperament. Angelina, born into the glamour of Jon Voight's shadow, yet forging her own trailblazing path with roles in Lara Croft, Tomb Raider and Girl, Interrupted that earned her an Academy Award at 26, has long been a lightning rod for fascination and criticism. Her life off-screen, marked by tattoos of coordinates from her children's birthplaces, a double mastectomy to combat genetic cancer risks, and a United Nations ambassadorship that's seen her boots on the ground in over 40 countries aiding the displaced, paints a portrait of relentless reinvention. Yet, it's a romantic saga that's perpetually dissected. The whirlwind marriage to Johnny Lee Miller at 20, the provocative vial of blood worn with Thornton, the eyebrow-raising sibling kiss at the 2000 Oscars, and the fairy-tale-turned-fair-warning Brangelina era that imploded in 2016 with allegations of abuse and custody wars over their 6 kids. Through it all, Angelina emerged as a phoenix, channeling pain into purpose, directing films like First They Killed My Father about Khmer Rouge survivors, a nod to her Cambodian adoption roots. Enter Joy Behar, the 82-year-old comedy trailblazer whose brash Brooklyn roots shine through in every zinger on The View, a show she's anchored since 1997, save for a hiatus from 2013 to 2015 when ABC let her go amid ratings dips, only to beg her back as the voice of unapologetic liberalism. Joy's career spans stand-up specials, books like I Know Who Caused the Storm, and it's not global warming and a no-filter approach that's landed her in hot water before, from 2018's Pence Jesus Talking to Him flap that nearly cost her job to recent barbs of conservative figures like Caroline Leavitt, sparking lawsuit threats. And then, the fuse ignited, propelling us into the heart-pounding core of the confrontation, where words flew like daggers in a duel choreographed by fate itself, each syllable amplifying the echo chamber of live television. The segment opened smoothly enough, with Whoopi introducing Angelina as a warrior in stilettos, prompting applause and a modest nod from the guest, who launched into tales of her latest project, a docudrama on maternal resilience in conflict zones, inspired by her visits to Syrian camps where mothers shielded children amid rubble. The panel leaned in, Sarah Haynes gushing over the trailers, Ana Navarro tying it to immigration policy wins. But Joy, fidgeting with her coffee mug, interjected with a smirk. Angelina, love the do-gooder vibe, but let's get real. Your life's been one big tabloid therapy session. From locking lips with James Haven to that wine-throwing airport fiasco with Brad. How do you preach peace when your personal war zone looks like a soap opera? The studio hushed, cameras zooming on Angelina's face, where a flicker of surprise gave way to steely resolve. She paused, the kind of pause that stretches eternities on air, then replied, Joy, peace isn't perfection. It's persistence through the chaos men and media amplify. My soap opera is the price of visibility, but it doesn't define the work that saves lives. The audience murmured approval, but Joy, undeterred, leaned forward, eyes twinkling with mischief masking malice. Oh, honey, save the speeches. We all saw the court docs, yelling at Maddox, banning wine on flights. You're the queen of control, yet cry victim? That's the brutal truth Hollywood ignores. Gasps rippled. Sonny Hostin shifted uncomfortably, whispering easy Joy, while Alyssa Farrah Griffin nodded subtly, sensing the conservative angle. In the immediate vortex of aftermath, the studio transformed from a polished arena to a whirlwind of whispers and wire transfers, as Angelina's abrupt departure sent shockwaves cascading through networks, newsrooms, and nanny cams across America, turning a single segment into a symphony of scandal. As security gently but firmly guided Angelina, her posture unbowed, chin high as if striding a red carpet rather than an exit, cameras captured the co-hosts frozen in tableau. Whoopi burying her face in hands, Sarah dabbing tears, Sonny shooting Joy a withering glance that spoke volumes of sisterhood strained. Off-air, chaos reigned. Producers yanked the feed to B-roll of happier times, while ABC's crisis team mobilized. Phones ablaze with calls from Jolie's reps, demanding an on-air retraction, and from TMZ tipsters salivating for exclusives. Angelina, whisked to a green room turned war room, fielded counsel from publicist powerhouse Hollywood fixer Mindy, who advised a statement of poise. I came to share stories of hope, not hash old wounds. Grateful for the platform, despite the pitfalls. Within minutes, it hit Instagram. Angelina's verified post, a serene black and white of her with Maddox, captioned strength in silence, action in adversity, garnering 5 million likes and floods of support from stars like Gwyneth Paltrow, Sister Stantal, and Gal Gadot, Truth Over Tropes. Joy, meanwhile, retreated to her dressing room, where a mirror confrontation ensued. Aides reported her pacing, replaying the tape, muttering, I pushed too far. But damn, she pushed back. On the return from break, the panel reconvened sans guest, Whoopi steering with gravitas. Folks, that got real quick. Joy, your heart's in questions, but timing matters. Joy, voice cracking uncharacteristically, offered, I admire Angie, tough broad. Meant to spark, not scorch. Zooming out to the panoramic vista of cultural reverberations, this seismic spat between Angelina and Joy transcended the soundstage, igniting a bonfire of discourse on feminism's fractures, celebrities' crosshairs, and the tightrope walk of public personas in an era where every quip is quotable and every slight a screenshot. Overnight, the incident morphed into a Rorschach test for gender dynamics. Progressive pundits on MSNBC hailed Angelina's exit as the mic drop feminism needed. A bold rebuke to intra-woman policing that echoes Anita Hill's hearings or the Clinton Lewinsky fallout, where women's stories are siloed into good versus gossipy. Critics like Roxane Gay penned essays in The Atlantic, Behar's Barb, when allies become adversaries, arguing Joy's probe perpetuated the Madonna whore complex, pitting Angelina's wild child, youth against her maternal icon status, a dichotomy men like DiCaprio evade. Conversely, outlets like the Daily Wire framed it as Hollywood Hypocrisy Hour, with Ben Shapiro tweeting, Jolie preaches tolerance, but bolts at banter? Safe spaces for stars only. Social media became the new Coliseum. TikTok stitches juxtaposed the clip with Jolie pit airport footage, amassing 50 M views, while Reddit's or /feminism theory threads dissected Joy's tough love as veiled ageism. 82 grilling 50. The elder wielding experience as a bludgeon. Ratings for The View surged to season highs, but advertisers like Dove pulled spots, citing toxic tone, prompting ABC to air PSAs on conversations with care. Angelina leveraged the limbo into luminosity, guesting on the Drew Barrymore show for a tearful tell-all. Joy's words reopened scars, but they reminded me why I advocate pain forged purpose.